Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Minister Reese, aka Reese-c-clear. A lot of y'all constantly going through things, just feeling like the world is knocking you around, man. And that's just the truth of it. And there's a reason why that you go through that. My talent is to let you see this, that, you're going through this because you're a child of God. You're going through this because you're chosen. You're going through this because God is with you. Remember, as soon as you decide that you're going to start doing things right in the world, when you decide you're going to start calling on God, then that's when everything begins to change. So you'll be in situations where, it might have been cool before, but then now all of a sudden it ain't cool no more. And people might have been your homies. That might have been your girl. That might have been your mans and them. That might have been your best friend. The people might have been cool with you. But then all of a sudden, then it just changes around, because remember that Jesus was hated by the world. He came into the world and was totally opposite than the world itself. He came into the world to take religion and all of the religious folk who thought that they understood the way things were supposed to be going according to God. He came in this world to take all of their understanding away because they were doing it wrong. He came in this world to make them see that there's a difference between what man wants to be done and what God is saying is going to be done. And it's the Lord's will, which is already done. So you're going through this, it feel like the world is just knocking you around for a reason, because that's the signs of you being chosen. That's just how it works. So it's the difference between you being the same person that you was and the Lord stepping in and then deciding to change things around in this life right here for you. So winning is gonna feel like losing at this stage. It's so when you in God's kingdom, you actually winning. But in this world, you will feel like you're losing because you're going upstream. You're going against the grain. Imagine walking in lockstep with 100 people, all going down in the same direction. And then all of a sudden, you decide you need to turn around. For one reason or another, God bless you. For one reason or another, you decide you're going to turn around and you're going to go back in another direction. So then, y'all forgive that I'm walking outside. It's a beautiful day here in Chicago. But yeah, let's say you suddenly decide you want to change course, you want to turn back around. So now you're going to begin to bump in shoulders with these other people who were going in the same direction that you're going. It's 100 people. You just one in 100. And now you decide you want to turn around and go back the other way. It's impossible that you ain't going to bump this person or that person along the way. And you're going to find yourself, having people upset and mad and all types of stuff, at you, because you're stepping on their toes and you bumping into them. You steady apologizing because you don't mean nothing. You don't mean them no harm, but you got to get back. And where you trying to go? It's just that simple. You need to go back the other direction. Can't nobody stop you from doing that. You decided you're going back the other way. That's what it's like when you decided, man, that you're going to be living according to God. You're going to be doing this thing according to God. So then now those people are equivalent to those people who you done bumped them on your way back along the way. You haven't physically bumped them. This is a spiritual thing that's happening in them. The Holy Ghost has become alive in you, because greater is he who is in me than he who is in the world. The Holy Ghost is guiding you now. And it's causing these other demonic spirits that is attached to these people that some of them don't even know that they have, to be upset at the fact that you turned around. It's causing them to be upset because you yourself is causing the tension, just the fact that you turned around. All these 100 people that were walking in the same direction, all of a sudden you decide to turn back around. Of course you're going to catch some attention. Even if you ain't bumping people, you still bumping them in the spirit. Even if you ain't stepping on their toes, you're still stepping on their toes in the spirit. You don't have to be told nobody that there's something wrong with the way that they living. They just all of a sudden going to start telling you, oh, you think you better than me. Because that's the sign. It's the sign. Winning begins to feel like you lost, because the actual win is the actual loss. You winning in God's kingdom, but losing in the world. This world will start looking at you like a loser. Some of y'all finances, they not right. They ain't been right for a while. I'm telling you that things is finna start looking up, because the eyes ain't seen nor has ears heard the things that the Lord has in store for those who worship him, for his righteous people, that he gonna open up the storehouses of heaven and pour down the blessing to you so big, you're gonna look back on the days that you didn't have and be like, man, He gonna give you such a great and renewed mind and a renewed plan in this kingdom that you know the decisions that you begin to make as far as business, the decisions that you begin to make as far as friendships and relationships and all of these things, it's just gonna be mind-boggling. You're gonna look back on where you at now and be like, man, I thank God for it, because he begins to remove people out of your life. He begins to remove situations out of your life. That job that you just lost and you feeling like, man, what I'm gonna do? How I'm gonna get my money? Just count on the Lord. He did that. You know, them people that saying that you think you're better than them, that all of a sudden don't like you no more. They used to be your best people, but all of a sudden, you know, y'all ain't getting along. God decided that. Because what part does darkness have with the light? So God already know that there's some people that you yourself ain't gonna know how to cut them off. So he gonna do it for you. It's God doing it all. That's what I want you to know, that no man has control over you. God is the only one doing this. Don't focus on those people that's feeling some type of way about your one-upness in the Lord, because it's gonna start sounding like that when you begin to preach about the Lord. When you just begin to start doing things all around better, people gonna be wondering, like, what she got to be so happy over? What he got to be so happy over? I could have sworn that they was broke as a joke, but they over there seeming to be happy. I could have sworn that she just got fired, but they seeming to be happy. I could have sworn that their relationship just went down, but they just got, he looking happy. She looking happy. I could have sworn that she just got a divorce, or he just not, it's just going to be all sorts of reasons why people in their heart and their mind believe that you shouldn't even be able to be happy. Because the Lord is with you is the reason why you're happy. Because you covered in his authority, you covered by his grace. He done made this promise. And a lot of y'all is making life-changing, life-altering decisions right now as I speak to you. Because the Lord has decided that your latter days are going to be greater than the ones that you were in before. So that's going to cause changes. So then you're going to go through these periods in life where God has done these things to you, because you need a new mindset to get the things that God has for you. To operate into them properly and fully, you need an environment change. You need a friendship change. You need a whole all-around change. And he's going to transform you by renewing your mind first. And then you're going to start thinking differently, acting differently, and moving things differently, because you have a different perception on life now. One that is heavenly based, one that is focused on what the Lord has for you versus what the world has for you, one that is focused on what God says is right and what is good in the soul, the decisions and things that you do that make you feel good in the soul, versus what the world says that it likes and what the world says that is cool to it. Those things are no longer going to be the same thing to you, so they're not even going to matter to you, those sort of things. So a lot of y'all going through that, and I'm telling you right now that that's just normal. It's the norm. If you wasn't going through that, then that means that you ain't did nothing in the devil's kingdom to make him even aware of you. And I'm telling you, he don't even care about the people that decided to stay living the way that they was. He only care about the people that decided to change because he know God is with him. He only care about the people that he know that the Lord is finna pull them through it. So now he trying to get you to think that all of this right here is something of his design, when it ain't. Because God's will is done on earth as it is in heaven. It's already done. We serve an awesome God. Put it in the comments right now if you serve an awesome God.